right now we are going to create นะครับ the option buttons นะครับ group of option buttons to choose the gender of the respondent นะครับ of our questionnaire. So I have the example text first. Okay. So in here นะครับ we will create together นะครับ and then I'll show you something. So in this case it means that we have to create 3 option buttons, right? Okay. Then I'll say that okay, I just choose some spaces here to create option buttons. Then I create mail first. I go to developer tab, insert, and then the first option button. I name this one as, okay, I call it as, okay, female. Okay, start from female first. Second one, second option button, do similarly as the previous one. I go to create another option button and I name this one as male. And lastly, other. Do the same thing. I go to developer tab, insert button, and then go to option button in the form control. I choose other. And then I will use one blank cell นะครับ in this case I use A34 to keep my cell link นะครับ then I customize female, male, and other option button นะครับ I right click and choose format control. I link with cell A34 in my case นะครับ okay, and then click OK. After that I check on the male option button, link with A34, and other, it's automatically linked with cell A34. When you have the cell link already, the next thing that we have to do is that we have to try on our option button. For example, in this one, when you finish already, just try choosing your gender on this created option button and see what happened on the cell link. I choose male. You can see that when I choose female, male, or other, the value in the cell link will be changed or will be updated. But anyway, just have a look. What happened? What happened? When I choose male, what should be the value of what is the expected value on my cell link? If I choose male, can anyone tell me what should be the expected value on the cell link when I choose male?
2.
Pardon me? Can you say again?
2.
2, right? But now it's showing 4. Is it the same as yours? It doesn't show 2 or 1 or 3 as you choose. What's wrong?
They have the same cell as the 2 above.
That's right. If you have a look in here, because right now our option buttons consist of 5 buttons instead, not 2 anymore. It includes the first 2 option buttons as well. So that's why when I choose male here, it's count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why I show as 4. It is wrong. And you can see that for the option buttons above is another story. I don't want to relate with the gender of a person here in the lower part here. So what are we going to do? You have to separate both of the things together. And also in the reality, you also have to separate the option buttons of different questions as well. What are we going to do? In order to separate the option buttons from one group to another group, you have to use a tool that we call group box. We have to use a tool that we call group box. Just a little more that I just want you to see. Before we use the group box, just have a look on the option buttons on the first 2 option buttons that we created first. If you remember, I linked my first 2 option buttons with this cell link. In my case, it is A30. Now let's see if I have a look. Right now you can see that my first option button, links to cell A34 is changed already and it's wrong too นะครับ because it must be linked with A30 นะครับ not A34 that is because Excel think that you are having 5 option buttons to answer the same question นะครับ that is wrong now we have to use group box to help group box นะครับ is the tool to separate นะครับ group of option buttons นะครับ together นะครับ so in this one we want to group female male and other นะครับ to be the answer of the same question the things that you have to do is that you have to create group box how group box look like so everyone just go to developer tab นะครับ click on insert and then you see group box is the rectangle with XYZ on the top นะครับ this is group box click there after that you have to surround your option buttons with this group box in this example it said group box 10 or whatever you can remove it นะครับ you double click on the text นะครับ like group box 10 and then you delete it นะครับ or you can have like some other text for example gender something like that นะครับ all right so when you have group box already we will have to re-customize นะครับ we will have to re-customize the text that we have นะครับ before we go to re-customize our option button see the format control of the group box first นะครับ you right click on that group box and choose format control you can see that there's nothing just the shading only นะครับ 3D shading that just like decoration so that means group box you don't need to control anything นะครับ you just surround it to your option buttons and then it should work now the things that you have to do is that check all of your option buttons whether they link properly or not now the gender female male and other must be linked to cell A34 while my first two option buttons 5 and 6 must be linked with A30 นะครับ then I have to re-customize all of them I go to update the female male and other gender first I right click on the female choose format control นะครับ it's A34 yeah that's correct already male link with A34 correct other must be linked with A34 yeah that's correct now I also have to create the group box of the first two option buttons as well so that it will not mix up with others later on I go to insert form controls and then group box I create a new group box to surround my first two option buttons okay. after that นะครับ after that the things that I have to do is that I have to just like customize my option buttons นะครับ to link with another cell link นะครับ because it's on another question on option button 5 I go to format control choose cell link to be A30 นะครับ okay option button 6 format control link to A30 as well นะครับ so you have to remember that if you apply the group box นะครับ into the option buttons all the cell link must be checked นะครับ and most of them have to be changed like this one okay when you click OK now we will test on our option buttons in this one you can see that this one is the error นะครับ because option button normally you cannot choose two choices at a time in this one you should just like set them as the unchecked first นะครับ so that it will be easy นะครับ in order to control in this one นะครับ you can see that right now this is the error of Excel นะครับ when you just like fix this problem the group box makes this option button to cause the error because once you choose you choose the option button just one only but two of them will be checked something like that so this is the error already the only way to fix easily is that you have to delete one option button out and recreate it. It is the easiest way นะครับ otherwise you have to go and change in some programming parts in here นะครับ that is more difficult. In here to eliminate this error นะครับ I delete one option button out and create another one นะครับ and create another one. I will create another option button in here. Okay, it's linked with A30. Yeah, that's correct. Now I try. You can see that by applying group box here, it causes the second one to be error too. The mail option button goes wrong too. This one, the same way as I told you, you may have to delete it นะครับ and recreate the new option button for male นะครับ for gender male. Insert another option button and create it as male instead. Then you have to just like re-customize a bit. Just a little bit more that you have to be careful นะครับ If you delete one option button out, it will rearrange the order of option button automatically. Now, female is number 1 นะครับ Other goes to number 2 instead, while male is number 3. If it's not acceptable, my suggestion is that you have to reorganize this option button once again นะครับ and then you just like change the text here นะครับ This is the problem that might happen นะครับ when we just like delete and insert the new option button or apply the group box here นะครับ so when you do like this, once you choose this one, it's okay now. The next thing นะครับ for group box that you have to be careful when you apply group box นะครับ is here. When you create a group box นะครับ for the option buttons, you can see that option button itself, normally it has the rectangle to surround นะครับ like this one. You see that it has the rectangle to surround. The important thing is that if you want to include that option button to be in the same group for this group box, the thing that you have to do is that everything นะครับ especially for the rectangle to surround that option button must be inside the group box. What does it mean? Inside means that everything นะครับ must be inside, not even to overlap นะครับ. So what does it mean? If you have another option button in this one, you can see that this one will cause a problem นะครับ This one cause a problem because it is outside the group box. This one is wrong นะครับ Another example, if you have another group box, another option button is here นะครับ You can see that this one is overlap. This one is wrong too นะครับ Don't do like this. Make the group box to be bigger than the option buttons. You can see that for my one, this one is not good นะครับ It looks overlap นะครับ The things that I should do is that I should shift my group box to be just like left hand side more a bit, so that if you have a look right now, it's okay. Male is okay, and other is okay too. Tita asked me that how do we gonna rearrange? Actually, rearrange usually cause a problem ครับ The things I did was that I just like shift the position นะครับ I shift the position and then I rename these values นะครับ something like this. For example, in here, if I say that I delete the male out นะครับ and create it once again นะครับ So what happened is right now นะครับ if I create a new one and call it as male, you can see that this then I set the format control first. Yeah, correct already. Female is number 1 นะครับ Male is number 3 while other is number 2. So the way I did was that I just like shuffle other นะครับ to be on the second one instead, male as the newest one, and I just retype other thing. Ravinan asked me that how to delete the group box you just move the mouse pointer over the group box นะครับ left click and then cut it. This one is to delete the group box นะครับ right so this is to use the group box นะครับ to help grouping the option buttons together นะครับ to help grouping the option buttons together นะครับ okay now I want you to create option buttons by yourself นะครับ because option buttons usually has a problem when you just like create it นะครับ okay the next example นะครับ I want you to create option buttons what I want you to do this is just the information นะครับ that I give to you it's not related to our group box นะครับ you have to create group box นะครับ to correspond this value นะครับI want you to create 4 group boxes นะครับ to let the users to choose among different age นะครับ among different age so we have young kid teenager adult and senior นะครับ so what will be done นะครับ okay the things that I want you to do is that okay you design first we need to have 4 group boxes young kid teenager, adult, and senior. When you have this group box already, นะครับ I want you to show the things that okay. The first one, I want you to show that okay, what is the group of age? So the things that I want you to do is this one, นะครับ After you have chosen the group of age already, for example, นะครับ you tick นะครับ sorry you choose teenager if you choose teenager here นะครับ the things that I want you to show on this screen is the word teenager นะครับ discount rate after you choose teenager already the discount rate I want you to show is 20% and then you calculate discount amounts and find the total price. Okay, so this is the output that I want you to create. This one, you just create the check the option button here first, นะครับ to identify group of age, to identify discount rate, นะครับ and after that you just calculate the rest of them by using the formula, นะครับ so assume that the purchasing amount is 2,500, นะครับ so that you can just like have the value like this one นะครับ as I show you as the output in this one นะครับ I give you 10 minutes to do นะครับ let's try นะครับ I want you to spend 10 minutes to do okay you can start doing it now ครับ okay so time's up นะครับ so now let's see what we have to do is that we have to set up the option button with a group box นะครับ because otherwise it will just like mess up with the previous example นะครับ okay here just clear up this first I just create the first one that is the group box first นะครับ and then I create 4 of the option buttons. I create 4 of the option buttons. You selling at A49. Okay. Then I have to check every option button whether they link to A49 or not. Yeah, the last one doesn't link. Then I have to fix it. Okay, all of them link with A49 already. Then I just like rename the text a bit. Then I try on my check option button first 1 2 3 yeah the last one is wrong then I delete it out it's the easiest way and create another option button here okay so right now it shows 1 2 3 or 4 already then the group of age นะครับ I will use if function to help นะครับ discount rate I just use if to help as well and then I just find the discount amount by multiplying purchasing amount with discount rate total price by subtracting purchasing amount with discount amount. Okay, so this one I'll try on some other option button. Young kid, yeah, 25%. Teenager, 20%, yeah. Adult, 10%, yeah, and then senior, 25%. Yeah, so this one is the way that we apply the knowledge that we have from what to say, from the option button in the form and the if function together. Some of you asked me that can we use index instead of it? Yes, you can use like index as well. So that means if you have this table we can use the index function as well no problem at all So because this one you can use like any ideas that you learned before. Somebody said that, okay, if, is it okay? Yes. We look up, is it okay? Yes. Index, is it okay? We look up, how do we gonna use? When you use this one to look up the value in here, if it's senior, just show the value in here, something like that. Okay. Okay, then so this is the form in Microsoft Excel that we can use like different object type from combo box, check box and option button with the group box. Just a little more before we finish let me add one function for you to be used together with the form It is function that we call match the match function. What is the match function used for? Match function normally we use to identify the line number that we have It works similar to the cell link It works similar to the cell link. So how do you gonna do that? It will be used in order to find line number. For example, if you say that you want to know that avocado is located in what line number in this table, so you can see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in row number 5, something like that, and it returns 5 for you. This one can be used together with index, because index, when you know the when you know the line number, you can find the value. But in this one, when you know the value, you can see the line, you can find the line number. How can match function work? The match function here is similar to the index function Let's see the match function in the function library first. If you type match function here we'll use lookup value, lookup array, and match type Lookup value is a value like a key that we use to find in the table. For example, avocado is your match value. Lookup array is this table is the database. For example, it's the name of the product It will be in the column B You choose column B4 to B11. And match type means that would you like to have the closest match or exact match In this one normally we use exact match in here All right, now let's see what are we going to do if I want to find avocado in this one if you would like to find the location where avocado located the thing you have to do is that, okay, you type avocado here first. Avocado is located in line, and I specify the line here. So I use match function I go to fx and then go to match. After that, I just look up value avocado. My one is in E8. Lookup array is in the product name list. And match type 1 or 0 or minus 1 1 or 0 or minus 1. In this one if it is exact match you choose 1 you choose exact match you choose 1, that is exact 1. But anyway, I just mistyped avocado, so that's why it just show nothing it just show nothing. So in this one I just fix it a bit. I retype to be avocado B4 to B11. Match type is 0. Sorry, I have to use 0 for exact match. Then it shows row number 5 is row number 5. This is row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I try on lemon, it shows row number 8. Yeah. So this is how match function works. How match function works. It is used to match line number for the database or data table that we have. This is the one that we use whenever we would like to know line number because if you have to use the index function need to know row number, and if you don't know row number you would like Excel to count row number for you automatically. We will use match function to help So in this example, I will send you I will upload the file that we use today for the example of the match function for you as well and also you will see like all the form object types that we use all right, now that is all for the things that we have to know in Microsoft Excel to be used in our midterm examination. Now I'm talking about examination a bit before we finish the class. Our examination consists of 8 questions in Microsoft Excel You have 3 hours to do that from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on this coming Sunday the 21st of February. The things that we will have is that because in the midterm examination and final exam, we will use WebEx as a tool for logging in because we will proctor you over WebEx program So I will just like write down the instruction for you on our e-learning. Everyone have to go to WebEx .com to download that software first. The room for WebEx will be announced on Sunday around 30 minutes before the exam start You have to turn on your camera while you are doing your exam. Otherwise your score will not be marked It's the regulations of the online final midterm examination that you have to use camera to be on all right, so while you are doing the exam what will be in our examination? Let me just show you Anyone who asks me for lecture part 2 of Monday class I finished uploading for you already because on Monday I tried to show it on e-learning and e-learning had a problem. I showed just the part 1 only. Now part 2 is on already All right, let's see what do we need to have on our midterm examination. If you see in our e-learning you will see the topic on midterm exam that I post for you as the PDF file The things that we learn we learn about absolute and relative references If you remember, for the referencing we use the cell location we have cell location, but for the absolute one we have $sign to cover both column and row something like that. That is the absolute reference, while the relative reference you have just like cell location like that only. Then we will have charts in Excel that you have to create the charts Normally we don't fix the chart type that you have to that you can do You can choose what chart type that's specified in the exam We will tell you that okay, create a chart in an Excel, but most of the time I let you choose by yourself You can choose any charts that can show and like compare the values that you created. Then we study for if, nested if like the example that I show you on the option button before not and or that we can use. After that we learn for the financial functions IPMT, FV, NPER, PV, and rate These are like the functions that we learn, and IPMT, PPMT, and IRR as well This is the set of the financial function that we have. Then we learn for 2 input array table 2 input array table is like when you study for 2 input array table นะครับ it is this one that we generate the value here นะครับ by just like referring นะครับ to the cell that we have on the top left corner that we refer from the formula ahead. The way that we do is that we prepare the heading of the rows and column first. After that, you highlight these cells, go to data, what if analysis, and then go to data table and choose row input cell and column input cell properly. It will generate the value for you. After that นะครับ we study for goal seek นะครับ goal seek the one that I showed you was about like finding the advertising cost นะครับ if you remember is here นะครับ we just go to data what if analysis and then goal seek นะครับ you just specify that which value นะครับ you want to set for example you want to know advertising cost นะครับ but anyway you don't know it before so in this one if you say that you want to set sale profit here to be 15% นะครับ by changing sale advertising amount something like that so it will generate the value to be the closest one นะครับ as you can so if you say that okay I want 15% but you get just 14.99 this one is acceptable นะครับ don't worry you can leave it like that นะครับ Okay, this is the goal seek. After that, we learn for lookup references. We have three major functions: HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, and index function. And also I add the match function a bit to be used with index. If you would like to add more, you can just like combine index and match together. For HLOOKUP, we use it whenever. Let me just see. HLOOKUP will be used whenever you have the data to be searched นะครับ that are located in the same row นะครับ or horizontally. While VLOOKUP we use when the key that you would like to search are located in the same column like this นะครับ we use VLOOKUP. While index function we use it when we know the position like where the row and column นะครับ is the position of that value. For example, if we say that okay in example 2 I want to find the value from row number 5 column number 1 of this table นะครับ then you can get like number 8 in your output นะครับ while the match function will return the row number นะครับ for you นะครับ okay right this is the lookup reference function and after that we study for auto filter and sorting data นะครับ I show you already in order to filter the data นะครับ the things that we have to do is that we just like go to the column นะครับ that you would like to filter first นะครับ that you would like to filter first นะครับ like this and then you go to data tab and click on filter then it appears the arrow for you so that you can choose นะครับ for the filter data after that นะครับ we learn for functions that are sum if s, sum product, count if and count if s that will be used in order to sum or to count whenever you have conditions to be summed or to be counted นะครับ in this one we have in the example as well that I just like show it to you นะครับ for the sum if s and also count if s as well นะครับ you just go back and have a look while the sum product is the multiplication between 2 or 3 different columns นะครับ in the same row นะครับ after that we learn for pivot table pivot chart slicer and dashboard that help us in order to group the data in different aspects that you would like to have นะครับ in this one when we have the pivot table นะครับ you just highlight the cells that you would like to create pivot table นะครับ go to insert and then choose pivot table นะครับ in this example I just create in the new worksheet and then you just choose the value นะครับ or the column that you would like to display นะครับ in different column นะครับ and in different rows นะครับ okay something like that okay and after that when you have this kind of thing already you can also create the pivot chart นะครับ you can also create the pivot chart by just like click on any cells in the pivot table นะครับ go to insert and then choose pivot chart as you like นะครับ then it just like pop up with a pivot chart that you have You can also control it by creating slicers นะครับ by just click on the pivot chart first, go to insert and then choose slicer. It asks you to just like what slicers would you like to apply for what column นะครับ so that this is a part of what we call dashboard นะครับ because when you have like many charts, many slicer at the same time, it can control the value that you have นะครับ of your data นะครับ so for sure in the exam I ask you to create dashboard. If you ask to create dashboard, that means you have to create many charts and many slicers together in the same sheet like this. It's called as a dashboard. After that นะครับ data visualization I taught icon set and data bars for you นะครับ so you can see that for the icon sets and data bar, it's in data visualization tab here นะครับ we highlight the value first, and also after that we go to home tab, go to conditional formatting and then choose what icons and what data bars that you would like to have, and after that you can manage the rules นะครับ by just clicking manage rule, go to edit rule นะครับ and after that you just customize what rule that you would like to have, what value that you would like to set up, same as the data bar as well. You highlight the value นะครับ and then you just go to conditional formatting and choose data bars in here. You can also customize it by just clicking on manage rules and then go to edit rule and change like to show bars only or to show also value as well นะครับ it will display when you click apply finally นะครับ this is the data bar. After that we learn for the scenario manager, scenario summary นะครับ in this one the things that we have is that whenever you would like to have scenario manager, scenario summary, you just go to data นะครับ what if analysis and then scenario manager, you go to add and then choose the cells that you would like to update นะครับ or you would like to change as the scenarios, and then when you create it already นะครับ it shows a value like this. You just like change the values accordingly. After that นะครับ when you finish this one already นะครับ we learn for the scenario summary report. You have to know that whenever you have to create scenario summary report, you may have to just like change or rename the values here. Instead of having the cell location, you just type in the name box for the name. Bear in mind that the name box นะครับ you cannot have space bar or special character. You have to use just the regular alphabets and also underscore symbol only นะครับ. So when you create the summary report, it will look like this นะครับ. And lastly, we talk about form in Microsoft Excel นะครับ and different type of object. We have combo box, checkbox, option button, and group box that we study on Monday and today นะครับ. For all the files that we use in Excel นะครับ in the class, and also our exercises will be opened นะครับ the answer for each exercise will be open up นะครับ for you นะครับ tonight, and then this file will be uploaded to you, and I also upload I will upload the video clips of today's class นะครับ by tomorrow, because I have to edit it tonight at home first before I can upload นะครับ. So that's all for our midterm examination นะครับ it will be around 8 questions in the exam นะครับ okay then while you are practicing the things that you have to do นะครับ you have to practice นะครับ you cannot just have a look, it doesn't work, you have to practice. Why? The reason is because you have 3 hours to do. If you practice, you can't do it in 3 hours for sure, because 8 questions you have to analyze first นะครับ that okay, for this piece of data, how do you gonna do it นะครับ even though most of the questions I give you, I tell you already that what functions do I want, but some of the questions นะครับ like same as our exercises, I might not tell you that what functions you have to use นะครับ you have to think of about yourself. For example, if I don't say that, okay, you have to use HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, or index, you think of yourself, and if you think that HLOOKUP works, just use it นะครับ just that one. Okay, and on Sunday I will communicate with you on both Line Messenger นะครับ and e-learning, because I mean like when I post the WebEx room already นะครับ I'll just let you know in the Line group so that you can just have a look and then just like stand by in the WebEx room. And after that, if I say that, okay, now you can download the exam papers from e-learning, okay, then it's on already, then just go there. And for midterm examination นะครับ I'll let all of you นะครับ not just our section in section 1 to 3 as well นะครับ to use the what to say e-learning of อาจารย์วีระ because he will collect all of the exam papers when you finish it will be the center point that means at in final exam as well I let everyone to just like use อาจารย์วีระ e-learning to submit the work because I go to that one and download the file นะครับ to mark the score because we work together as a team นะครับ okay then